Starting with our 250 class, this was considered the class of depth. It's a real focused field at the top of the 450 division, but Hunter Lawrence is probably the odds-on 250 favorite coming in. Don't forget about Justin Cooper, though.
Yeah, you had those two, Hunter Lawrence. Justin Cooper has been out for a while. He's been training, so he's been preparing for this for a couple months. And you know what? He comes out and kind of lays an egg a little bit. You know, obviously he has a rebound, which we'll get into that. But it was actually Jaleel Swole, his teammate, out front. And then you had Joe Shimoda making the pass. But then it was RJ making his way up as well. But yeah, it was good to see Jaleel back, and it was good to see far East Coast Joe Shimoda out front. And then next thing you know, the action really starts happening, Jason.
Yeah, Hayden Deegan wants to get in this battle as well, but he goes down, battling it out with Jet Reynolds.
Yeah, just trying to be aggressive. The first lap, you're still a little wet out there. And I actually might pay him the way he rode that second moto. We'll see. But you see watching RJ come past, make the move on Joe Shimoda, and it was weird. We saw Joe kind of pull away from him, and then RJ closed up the gap, and he was able to get around. And then next thing you know, Jaleel,
yeah,
welcome back. And then he gets he wanted to go sign some autographs. That's what we wanted to say. But he was able to get up. It looked pretty scary for a while, but he was able to get back up and ride off, which bodes well for him. But yeah, it was
he rode Moto 2 as well. Yep.
Yeah.
So Hampshire's in the lead. You think he's good now, but yeah. Nope.
Nope. And we saw this mistakes from a lot of guys up there. Luckily for him, he actually was like the 405, just stopped the traffic, and Joe couldn't get around. And then Joe Shimoda makes a mistake, gets cross-rutted, a little wet right there, and goes down. And it's kind of his day.
Yeah, it was an up and down day for Shimoda, literally and figuratively. Then Hunter Lawrence finally on the scene. He and Cooper, not the starts they wanted. He blasts around Cooper here.
Yeah, for all the NASCAR fans, that was a turn 4 pass on the outside. And a lot of his passes was when the guys were just throwing down the inside, blocking it. He just went around the outside, and that it was good. So here's another one around far east. Goes yeah. There he makes another pass, and he had the Max Volan in front of him, but these guys were all chasing RJ.
Yeah, Max Volan able to hold off Lawrence, but RJ Hampshire, great job to win the very first moto of the season. And there you see the gap. Volan to cross in second with Lawrence in tow. But the problem for Voland and Hampshire, they're not able to replicate those starts in Moto number 2. And that's the way you got to do it in the Pro Motocross Championship. You got to do it 2 times. Not a great start for either, but a great one here for Hunter.
Well, just like his brother in the other class, he was able to get the whole shot. And I think with Hunter, the way he rode that first moto, he started coming back on. And then once he was out front, he never really looked back. He had Tom Vial in second. But as we see, we have, when you don't get the jump, you have these issues. And that's what happened to RJ. But that was the first of many, it seemed like, for him.
Here's another one. This is also on lap 1. So that's 2 crashes on the first lap for our first moto winner. No crashes for Hayden Deegan this time. He was very good. As you see Lawrence out front, Hayden Deegan is lurking in the back, and he would battle it out with the Tom Vial.
Yeah,
number 2 spot.
Tom Vial was riding really good all race long. He was able to hold off, but Hayden Deegan goes around the outside of him, and look, the kid was riding good. He rode good that first moto, but I think the confidence and how he's been progressing all year long, he was able to keep that pass. And look, Max Volan was coming up. He got caught out with a lapper. I don't know what was going on there, but it was kind of on him. The lapper installed out in front of him. He goes down, and his race was done right there.
Yeah, that might have cost him a shot at the podium. Here is Hampshire on the comeback trail, and then he goes down again.
Yeah, we're not showing. These are different crashes. This is his third one, and at this point, he was actually in a position to make the podium. So once he goes down, that's kind of over, right? And then look, Justin Cooper is in a position to make one, and he was trying his best to get around Tom Vial. Kind of falls over, and then RJ Hampshire never gives up, right?
Yeah, we did not think Hampshire shot at the podium, but he does this. He passes Chance Hymas on the last lap for 11th, and somehow the math turns out that 111 moto scores would make him 3rd overall in the day, but there was simply no touching Hunter Lawrence, who leads every lap, takes the 2nd moto win, and 3-1 scores make him the overall winner. That's 1/2 of a Lawrence Brothers sweep. Spoiler alert, you're going to hear more about the Lawrence brothers as this show goes on. Look at that, Hayden Deegan, 2nd overall.
Yeah, no, Hayden rode really good, and it was cool. We got to hear from his dad, Brian. But yeah, RJ Hampshire, like, never gives up, which is typical RJ. Wins the first moto going away, falls 3 times, still ends up on a podium. But shout out to Tom Vial. You know, love what I saw from him, and even Justin Cooper coming back after that first moto, even though it was only one position forward, he looked a lot better, Jason, after that.
He did look a lot faster for fifth. Voland ends up sixth.